I want to bring in from outside the Ada County Courthouse, Lauren Matthias, host of the Hidden True Crime podcast, and Gigi McKelvey, host of the Pretty Lies and Alibis podcast. So I am always fascinated to hear how a jury reacts, guys, when they see and hear stuff like that. We couldn't see it today, but we could see it back then. What was it like in the courtroom?
You know, one thing that I noticed, Ashleigh, was they were listening intently, and I think that Gigi agrees. We were talking about this. They were listening to every word. They were curious, and I think that one thing that's really interesting about this call is what's not said, rather than what's said. Chad lets his new wife know that they're searching, and she doesn't ask, well, why would they be searching? She's asking, okay, well, what can I do for you? I love you. Can I call you later? I mean, it is a fascinating call. What did you see with the jury, or what did you think?
Yeah, they were digesting that for sure. They were kind of listening, looking up at the ceiling, and then they would look at Lori. And I agree with her. You know, the first thing you do when you say you don't know where your kids are is, well, why would they be searching in the yard? Neither one of them said that. In fact, twice, Chad had to say, are they seizing stuff? And Chad says, they're searching the property. And she didn't get it. So he had to reiterate that twice to her. And so the jury, I don't think it was lost on them what was going on in that call.
Well, I certainly feel like this is me talking, I think she did get it. I think she did get it, and she knew she was on a recording, and she could only say things like, what should I do, pray? So I find that conversation so fascinating. There's one other thing that was significant today, guys. They showed Tammy's autopsy pictures, you know, in the courtroom. And the detective said today that they witnessed Chad and Lori out and about around town holding hands. And that was one of the reasons they're like, okay, hold it. She just died. She's healthy. She's like in her 40s. And this guy's already like within a week or two out holding hands with this lady. We need to exhume. Tell me a little bit about how hard that was, that looking at the autopsy pictures of Tammy Daybell for this jury, because yesterday they had to see the horror of their lives with the children's remains.
Yeah, we learned a little bit more about how she was exhumed, and it wasn't actually the autopsy photos we saw, but we did see Tammy deceased dressed in religious clothing, in her they were LDS temple clothes, and she was there, and we could see her. It was heartbreaking after seeing the children yesterday and Tammy today. It was very overwhelming to see. And, you know, the jury, what did you think the jury saw when they were looking at Tammy? And the removal of the vault, too. They showed the removal of the vault and taking her out of the grave.
Yeah, they showed a progression of photos from just the backhoe waiting by the grave before they broke ground all the way through to the empty hole in the ground. And then just that overhead shot of her on the autopsy table in her temple garments. But what was interesting to me, too, is one thing that one of the detectives, the last person on the stand, testified to is that she only was on medication for depression, 2 different medications, and she was not somebody who went to the doctor regularly. So there was no sign that this 49-year-old had any heart disease or anything like that. It was 2 medications, both of those. And look, we think that Tammy Daybell knew about this affair. We think Charles Vallow was successful in contacting her or her own suspicions. But we've heard from Melanie Gibb, who was in this group, that Tammy did confront Chad about the affair. So I think that lack of medical condition, along with this public display 2 weeks after she's murdered, is why she was exhumed and now why we have murder charges. She did not die a natural death.
And it does make sense. I want to add to that. Oh, sorry.
Real quick.
I just want to add to that Tammy's children and Chad have always stated that her health was failing her. So this really is an important piece of evidence.
Baloney. Yeah. I'm just going to call baloney because everybody else who looked at her said she was absolutely fine and that she was a healthy 48, 49-year-old who, shockingly, just died in her sleep, and the kids didn't ask for an autopsy, neither did Chad. So I'm going to call baloney on that one. But, guys, I'm going to check in with you tomorrow to see when they bring up how she died, the asphyxiation part, because I think, I'm going to call it, I think they're going to find that her nose was pushed over because I think she was probably asphyxiated maybe with a pillow. I'm just going to guess on that one. Yes. Either that, because they didn't find any drugs in her system where, you know, drug her and put a bag. And so I think they're going to look and maybe come up with the nose being pushed down from an asphyxiation. But Lauren Matthias and Gigi McKelvey, thank you again for doing all this work for us.
Thanks, Ash.
Thank you, Ashleigh.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.